All right, Tim, thank you very much for that intro. That is amazing as always. You do such a good job with the
Good job.
with the pregame show. I just hello folks, Orrin Heatley here, and I am the lead proponent for the Recall Gavin 2020.com team. I'm glad to have everybody on board today with us. Mike is celebrating graduation with his family down in San Diego. His son graduated summa cum laude and from, I believe, the aerospace engineering school. So
Wow.
Congratulations with that, Mike. You won the lottery with your children. I've met your son, and he's a wonderful person, and you've done well. Tonight we have with us Debbie and Ellen, and Debbie is in the North Country. Ellen is in the South Central Valley, from two different worlds, but with a common goal and a common objective. And but before we get started, folks, I want to take a moment and just give homage to something that took place today. And there was a tragedy that happened in the Bay Area, and there were a lot of people that were slain at the VTA rail yard. And I just want to have a moment of silence for those who lives lost and for those who lost loved ones. I have great reverence for the lives lost, and my heart goes out to those who were left behind, in your time of grief. So this is a time to put all differences aside and comfort those that are grieving. All right, and God bless everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We are moving forward. There's a lot that's happening on the recall stage. One of the things, there was a lot going on. The Democrats are afraid Gavin is on the ropes, so to speak, and they're now strategizing how do we survive this? What's the best way that we can survive this? Because they're looking at all of the different scenarios. And one of the scenarios that they came up with is this idea that they're going to fast track the special election. We could be looking at a special election as early as August. And the reasoning behind this is telling in a lot of ways, because they wouldn't be doing this if they weren't afraid that this governor is slipping in the polls. He's losing popularity right and left. He just keeps doing things day in and day out that are causing people to walk away from his camp. Just yesterday, it was announced that the newly elected president of the SEIU Local 1000, I believe his name is Larry Brown, is not going to be supporting the governor during this recall election. As a matter of fact, he said, quote, he was going to do what he could to kick his ass out of office.
Very nice.
So, Debbie, welcome to the team. And this is your first time on the town hall, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, thank you.
Give us a little introduction. I'm going to step out and really quick just turn my lights on, because I forgot to turn them on before I came into the room. But give us a little introduction and tell us a little bit about what's going on in the Northwoods.
Well, I think I'm just a pretty much normal, regular person. Never thought I would get involved in politics. It was kind of, that's just more than I want to deal with. And interesting, the opening, Orrin, you were saying pretty much the same things that I would have said of why I got involved. I heard him saying, oh, this is the way around. Don't answer the door. These are your rights. And it's like, wait a minute, these are not even Americans. So that was really one of my key points that I said, something's got to be done. And I've always kind of volunteered all my life, from a kid in 4-H and then just on to all sorts of different things. So it kind of fit that I said, oh, I can make time for this. And then the more that we did it and the more that I did it, it's like everything just kept getting worse, as far as Newsom, because yes, the list was a mile long prior to COVID. So when people said, oh yeah, but he's keeping us safe. And it's like, please look at the bigger picture. Look at what's been happening prior to the death penalty and the gas tax. I mean, he took what voters voted for and he took it away. And then COVID, good Lord, what, 400 bills that are new laws that he made, So I just thought it was really time, and I tried to continue to tell people, it's like, get off of Facebook, stop complaining, get out and give, whether you do an hour a week or you could do, oh my gosh, some of the volunteers, I can't even imagine the hours, the days. Poor Orrin, did you ever see your wife? But yeah, it's just been such a great opportunity, and I'm so proud of the whole team. It's been really good working with everybody and just trying to do what one person can do. And same way with the votes. I think that this is one election where every vote counts. Where in the nationwide vote, Californians, they know. My 2 grown children, they go, Mom, it doesn't matter, our votes don't count. But this election, one vote matters. So.
Well, I think you're absolutely right. I think the phrase that Gavin Newsom used to address the folks that we were talking about was "no abuela la puerta." If they don't have a warrant, you don't have to open your door.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things that got me started. His misappropriation of our gas tax funds and things like that. But Debbie, you've been with us, as Ellen has, from day one.
Yes.
From before day one. You were one of the original folks that were working with me and with my team during the Aaron Cruz campaign.
I did that one as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is what it takes. We are returning politics back to its foundation, back to where it's of the people and by the people. Yeah. People keep asking me what phase 2 looks like and what we're doing moving forward. And we, our team meets every week and we strategize different things to come up with new and innovative ideas on how we can get over frustrations and hurdles. And that's one of the things that has made us so successful is our unity and our communication, our ability to get the word out and to work with one another, no matter how far apart we are. You're up in the Redding area, right?
Yes, Shasta County.
Shasta County.
Yeah, and then I had Trinity too, which is very, very rural.
Trinity, the what's going on with the registrar up there? They were kind of a holdout.
He was, yeah, I was the only county, wasn't I?
What's that?
I was the only county that couldn't go in and turn them in.
The Trinity registrar actually delayed the certification of our signatures by a week or more because they refused to certify.
Yeah.
They refused to do.
They wouldn't let me walk in the door to turn them in 4 months ago.
And you know what? People need to be aware of that. They need to know who's working in their area and who's in our government offices. When you have a problem person like that one, and there was another one down in Kings County that was giving us a little bit of grief, but some strong words from me and an attorney changed their mind around, and they came around just fine when it was all said and done. But we are moving forward, and I have 2 of the pushers and movers on the show with us tonight. So welcome aboard, Ellen.
Hi, everybody. It's such an honor to be here. I was invited at the beginning of the recall effort, and it's nice to let you know that it's still alive and well here in Central San Joaquin Valley. People are very interested and excited about what's happening with the recall right now. Mm-hmm. I am a retired school teacher. I retired 2 years ago. And when I was retiring, I was thinking, what am I going to do with my time? Because I worked I worked so many hours at my job and I loved what I did. And I made a commitment that I wanted to do something to help California. When I retired, I wanted to use my time to volunteer to make a difference and make California possibly golden again. That was my prayer. And lo and behold, just a few weeks after I retired, Erin Cruz started her recall effort. And there was very little organizing going on, but I went ahead and just downloaded all the information and self started collecting signatures because I'm a self-starter that way. Anyways, I got to know our AP, Amanda, here in Tulare County, and we worked as a team, and we did the best we could because there was no leadership. And so we all know how that all worked out, and we all burned down. Unfortunately, a lot of people burned out with it. When it didn't work out in February, and Orrin had just started his attempt, I said, I need to meet this guy because I'm not going to commit to 5 more months of this if there's no leadership. And wow, Orrin stepped up. He had everything all ready to go and was personable. And I thought, okay, I can work with this kind of leadership because I'm used to that as a school teacher and all that. So anyways, I was so happy to meet him and get involved that way. Let me tell you that my background is in education, but it's also being a member of the California Teachers Association, which I am still a member. I'm a lifetime member of the California Teachers Association. And part of training as teachers to stand up and to speak for yourself, they put you through activism workshops. They take teachers who all they want is to love their children and have a good learning environment, and they turn them into activists, or at least they try to, you know. So I was really shocked at how they were able to take so many school teachers and weaponize them to pursue Democratic candidates and policy and things. And so I actually got involved in the leadership and became a state delegate. And there were only like 50 Republicans out of 800 delegates. And I would go down to LA and be a part of the voting body, and was just absolutely shocked at how any view other than theirs was not acceptable. And so when I retired, I thought I need to do something to help change that, at least give people like me a voice, and at least be respectful to people who are conservative or have a different view from what education has become now. And so I'm just really grateful to have joined on with the Recall Gavin 2020 team. And yes, I have had plenty of things to do with my time. And it's been a joy to be able to develop materials and to connect with so many people. I didn't start out with all of these counties I have. They kind of we worked out the Zone 4 area, but it worked out to be the Valley, which I am a farmer's kid, and I grew up in the Valley. I was very moved by the video that was showing how much water is being wasted. There are so many reasons to recall, Gavin, that depending on who I'm speaking with, different reasons to recall come up, because it's just amazing how many different ways he has hurt our state and hurt us. And when I was still teaching full time, we thought Jerry Brown was bad.
Yeah.
Well, his predecessor has definitely shown us that you can get worse people in office. So I want to just give a huge shout out to my Zone 4 volunteers, to my team. I am so grateful for everyone stepping up. It wasn't any one person, but it was just a collective, huge effort on everyone's part. And I am so proud to say I'm from Zone 4, and we represent it. Before I finished, I put together this binder at the very beginning, right after I met Orrin, and on the front, I kept track of how many signatures my zone had to collect and how many signatures per day we needed to collect in order to meet that goal. I'm happy to say we exceeded it. Way to go, Zone 4, and way to go, California and Recall Gavin 2020 volunteers. You guys are amazing. Thank you.
all up and down the state. You know, these stories can be told in every county, every zone that we have. And we do have an incredible team. And this is one of the beautiful things that we have going for us with such good people that have come together with, you know, like minds and a clear direction on where we need to take this state. We all understand that California is in need of a course correction, and we are the steering committee. And when I say that we're bringing the state back to the country's foundations of a government that's responsive, and accountable to the people they serve, that's exactly what we're doing moving into phase 2 and phase 3. Now, there's phase 1.2, that's getting Gavin Newsom recalled from office. But as we go past that, and we're broadcasting success, because, you know, there is no room for failure in this. We have to get it done. But as we go forward, we do have plans for taking the momentum that we built with this recall and broadcasting that into the future and help secure a future in California that we can all live with. School choice would be something that we would be interested in championing. I would love to explore the possibility of overturning Prop 47. I would love to do it before these 76,000 inmates are released early under this governor's watch. This governor has presided over the greatest decline in California history, and we're witnessing California being turned from the golden state into the gutter state. And, you know, we are the only ones that can change that. And that's what we're doing. The recall of this governor, removing him from office, is the means to the end, and that's only the beginning. So I see Ellen has one of our wonderful signs behind her, and we had made kind of a run towards taking donations for, you know, passing around merchandise and yard signs and flags and bumper stickers and things like that. And one thing that we do as a group is, you know, we adjust, and when there's a problem, we fix it, and then we move forward with another plan and another idea. And one of the things that we're going to be able to do as more and more merchandise comes in, as funding is available, we're going to actually just hand the stuff out and give the recipient a donor card or a remittance envelope, and just ask them on the honor system, just send their donation in. That takes all of the responsibility of accounting and things like that out of the field, off your shoulders, and it puts it into our treasurer's hands, and they're equipped to deal with all that stuff. So we don't have to worry about cash donations. We don't have to worry about tracking checks and credit card slips and all that good stuff. So it just simplifies things, streamlines it, and makes it so much more fun and easy to deal with. So now the biggest hurdle that I have is to get more of that stuff so we can put it out in the field quicker and up and down the state, up from, you know, Shasta down to San Diego. It's right now, funds are a little bit tight. The donation stream kind of dried up after the signature drive was over. We're still pushing forward, trying to secure some additional donations. Mike and I are working behind the scenes in negotiating with people that have the ability and the means to bring more resources to the table. And I can foresee that happening in the near future. So just be aware that that's something that we're working on, and we're trying to get it done. So, and like I said, as far as the special election goes, you know, they're trying to throw a curveball at us, because they know the longer that this drags on, the more momentum we gain and the less popularity he has with the public. So they want to shortcut it while he still has his head above the water in the polls, and the poll dancers are still teasing it out there that he's still popular enough to survive a recall election. Which, you know what, if I were a betting man, I would wage a bet on that any day.
And you
So
know,
he's,
oh, go ahead.
hi,
Oh,
Robin. I
just-
wasn't sure you were going to be able to make it with us today.
I'm here, and what Oren's saying about getting the word out is so critical. I had the privilege today of watching my nephews at the Silver Dollar Fair who showed their 4-H pigs. And that's one of the most awesome programs for young people as well as FFA. And all these kids missed out on that last year because of COVID. And it was kind of like old home week, seeing so many people. We figured out there were 3 generations there today of people I knew that showed when my kids were little, and now they have kids showing. It ages you very quickly. But the one thing I took away from today, how many people think our recall was successful? They think because we got the signatures, it's done, and they just don't know why he didn't leave office yet. So that said, all of us that are working toward a successful recall need to be sure we share with people we meet on the street, in the store, and get this merchandise out, because it's amazing. People just don't know. They don't know what they don't know. And it was obvious many did not realize that the second part of our recall and to be successful is to go vote in the special election. So that was my takeaway from today. And the one thing I was really thrilled to see is how many people are so excited thinking there's a chance that he will be replaced. They want to get California back to what it used to be. You know, they want to do away with AB 5. So many of those people there are independent contractors that I met and talked with today. So there's just so many things. Obviously at the fair, I met and talked with a lot of the ranchers and farmers and the water concerns. So people know, they know what we need to do, but they need to know what to do and how they can help. And so I guess the message is try to do something that brings attention to you about the recall so that it initiates a conversation. And everyone I talked to today, I just asked that, hey, since you didn't know, that means 10 of your friends don't know. Will you make an effort to share this and ask them to share and be on alert to see when the special election is going to be announced and held, and to be sure to spread to get out the vote? Because I think that's what we're up against right now.
Well, and that's why that's one of the reasons that they're strategizing to hold the special election in August and not November, because they know the longer we go forward, the more resources that we're going to have. That, and as soon as we have the resources to put it out to the media and broadcast it out to, you know, on television, paid television commercials, it's all done. Nailing it. I think that the announcement today with the SEIU president-elect announcing that he doesn't support Gavin Newsom and in this recall, and he wants him removed from office because they feel completely betrayed from this governor. I think that was a death nail in his political career, and it just shows that, you know, this is not a Republican recall. Now, the CAGOP and I are kind of locked horns right now over a recent email that they had sent out. It was extremely insulting to my team and I, and you guys should be kind of taken back with their messaging as well, because they basically sold us out as far as, you know, I consider it stolen valor. They put out an email, a fundraiser, and the CAGOP have every right to raise funds to help promote the recall. They had every opportunity in the world to become more and to be more engaged in this recall, and chose largely to sit it out until the very end. And with this last messaging that they did, with sending out a message to people throughout the state that if you were to give a donation of $50, they would name you as a founding member of the recall. As the founding member of the recall, I just don't recognize they have the authority to make that claim. I just, you know, it's preposterous and absurd to me that they would go to that length. And, you know, I support their efforts to fundraise, but, you know, give credit where credit's due. And there is nobody but you guys, the Ellens and the Debbies and the Robins and Susans and you know, the Christines, and I can go on and on and on, of the people that have been working this for, you know, not just our recall, but the Aaron Cruz recall, and then not just our recall, but then the double extension, which was a blessing and a curse all in one, right, folks?
Right.
So Debbie, tell us a little bit about, you know, your world up in Redding or in the Shasta County area. I know you guys have there is a recall going on in your neck of the woods, is there not?
Yeah, so a lot of the places where I actually had petitions, some of those businesses are who is behind the red, white, and blueprint. So, and one of them, of course, Jones Fort, he's actually one of the brand new supervisors. So that group is trying to recall 3 Shasta County Board of Supervisors, which has got a lot of people headed that way, you know, and they're trying to get them all to, you know, be at the board meetings and write letters. So the recall for Gavin, I need to really start finding a way to get out there, because those people are so tied up in that. And those were kind of active type people, at least for spreading my information, sharing my posts and stuff. So I'm really not quite sure how to go about things at this point, but it's kind of the same basis. They see there's a problem and they're doing the way that is legal. I mean, it's your constitutional right to be able to reboot.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Absolutely. And the team up there, I've talked with him on a couple of different occasions, and that I forget who's in charge of the red, white, and blue, the producer that does all the videos and things like that.
Carlos,
great guy.
Carlos Zapata, and then Alyssa
Zapata.
McEwen. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very dynamic people, and they have a good crew. They've got a good message. You know, it's a short bridge to cross to ask them to help champion us, especially if we can get some merchandise up there and put them on the lawns. And we can definitely help support what they have going on with our recall Gavin2020.com Shasta team. It's completely lawful for us to be involved with a recall campaign on a different level in that area.
Okay, because they're having a fundraiser on June 12th. So I actually was going to reach out to Robin and ask her if maybe I could be there on behalf of Recall Gavin 2020 with stuff. So
please do, and we'll try and somehow give that up to you where you can have it in hand. But we'll try.
Mike and I are going to be up there on the 17th.
You and Mike?
Yep, we'll be up at Shasta for an event. Mike Netter.
Really? I didn't get invited, so
we're up there for a non-recall event.
Oh, good. All right.
Yeah, we're bringing a candidate up to speak to the Republican committee.
Got it. Excellent. Never mind that. On to another topic then.
So I should put that on my calendar for a non-named candidate.
For an unnamed candidate, yes.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Thank you.
So, excellent. All right. I don't know, Dan, you have anything from the from the
I do have a
sidelines?
couple of questions that have been coming in. One of the things is that seems to be this notion that 12 people are all that's kind of pulled their name out of the petitions. The question is that statewide, or is that something that we're finding out that's, I don't know, is it countywide? So we don't know yet. The story came out of the San Joaquin. I think it's county only. I know that we're going to start making some phone calls to the county registers to see what sort of feedback they're getting, and maybe we can start to correlate this. I know that they need over 250,000. I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think
Since
so.
they started doing that, I've only gotten 4, maybe 5 emails on how to do that. So I don't think there's a lot of people that really want to pull out of that.
I'd love to, just as Gavin would like access to everybody who signed our petition, I'd love to talk to the 11 people who wanted to rescind their signature and ask them if they were actually somebody who signed the petition to begin with.
Well, one lady, she actually said,
not
I
sure.
thought I was signing something else. I didn't realize I
Okay.
was signing to recall Gavin. So I said, okay, just go talk to your register.
Yeah, there you go. We'll help them through that. I've had one person call and ask if they can recall it or rescind their signature. And surprising enough, they wanted to rescind their signature because they were afraid of this governor and what he would do to them if he were to
Publicizing
find
their
out who
name.
they were. Yep. Just like he has with us. I mean, this governor has shown exactly what he would do if given access to the information of people who signed this recall. And he's proven what he would do with it through his treatment of me and our team, the proponents. He has access to our names and our information, and his opposition team dug in deep and they did research on all of us. They went into our social media, they went into our backgrounds, our history, our family lives, and they dug up any dirt that they can find on our teams, and has been slinging that around against us, trying to discredit the recall by discrediting the team who started the recall. And I'm saying, you know what, Gavin, more power to you, brother, because that isn't working out for you very well. People are not signing this recall because Warren Heatley has anything to do with it. A lot of the people that signed it don't know me, and or the people behind the recall. They just know they have a wonderful opportunity to recall the most corrupt governor in our nation's history.
Sure.
So
Exactly right.
yeah, very good. So Mike is, like I said, he is off and away with his family down in San Diego, and I'm glad that he's down there enjoying life and enjoying his family. He's really got a lot to be proud of, and that's what this is all about. We're securing the future for our kids in our state and trying to make things to where we have a state that's worth coming home to. We need to make California a state that's worth coming home to.
Yep.
And I think that may be one of our catchphrases as we go
Good
forward.
logo.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I
I
like
just
that slogan.
pulled that one out of my hat.
And I want to give a shout out to Orrin. He gave a great interview with Trevor Carey at Power Talk 96.7 here in the Valley. And great job, Orrin. The people in our area are just really enjoying knowing what's going on and finding out that this recall isn't just about the COVID and all that. Yeah, you did a really good job explaining how it's much bigger than that. So thank you. It helped explain so much to all the people that I come in contact with. So thank you.
One of the reasons, that's a good point to bring up. And this is why I always go out of my way to address that French Laundry incident and COVID shutdowns and business shutdowns. Trevor did a good job saying that, people they have short memories, and this recall is all about the COVID and the French Laundry incident. No. I'll give Gavin Newsom a pass on the French Laundry incident. I would have done the same thing. That doesn't bother me. I don't like the fact that he's, hypocritical, telling me to do, he's like the parent telling the kids to stay out of the liquor locker. But, it's not something that is worthy of recalling him. It's his bad policies, his bad decision-making, and his mismanagement of our state resources are the reasons that we're recalling him. His friendly, his soft on crime, his open borders, sanctuary state, his friendly to the criminals, but hard on the citizens and bad for business policies are chasing people out of the state. It was bad before Gavin got into office with Brown, and fact is, this has all happened on their watch. We have 160,000 people that are homeless throughout our state. That's more than the entire country. And it's not acceptable. Yeah. This has happened on their watch. We can't let them continue to drive us down this path and any further into the shithole that they're creating in California. Excuse my language, but this is social media. It's not the broadcast news, so I can say something like that. We have to stop it. And this is where that steering committee comes in, and we start steering California back to a future that we can all live with. And I still, it scratches my head, or I scratch my head wondering how he thinks that some of the stuff that he's doing is helping people. It's just not. There are solutions to the homeless problem. There are solutions to our water problems. Build more dams. We need to elect somebody who is going to replace him that embodies the sentiment of this movement. Somebody who's going to be responsive to the people they serve, accountable and approachable. Somebody who looks to the future and sees a California that is going to be a bright future for all of us. And, it is somebody who is going to want to refocus money and the resources into our infrastructure, who's going to want to protect our citizens and put our citizens first, and our businesses and our commerce and our, everything in California first. We have a wonderful state. It's just been so poorly mismanaged that it's been run into the ground. Yeah. Everybody has been to that restaurant. It's a great restaurant, but it's so poorly managed. It's so poorly managed that, well, okay, it's not the French Laundry, all right. The restaurant's so poorly managed that the food sucks, the help sucks, it's not worth going to, and you just want to leave and you can't wait to get out and you'll never come back. Yeah. That's California. Yeah. Okay. And when you can take that restaurant, and I've seen it happen, you can take that restaurant and put in an entirely new crew, a new management team, and a new management strategy. And you can turn that restaurant into a 5-star place that people are going to brag about, and everybody's going to want to come to town to eat there. I've seen it happen. It all deals with the leadership and the management, the organization and communication, and having a vision. One of my favorite sayings in life is, the only thing that's worse than being blind is having no vision. And we need a candidate who has a vision. And I just don't see that yet. I'm not unendorsing anybody. I'm not endorsing anybody. But when that person emerges, we'll all know it. And they're going to champion California into the future, and it's going to be a better place for it. So that's it for my monologue as far as that's concerned. So we have about 5 minutes left. I'm going to open the floor to roundtable discussion. Robin, you got anything to add?
No, I just think that every one of us that worked in a petition booth from north to south, when you talk to a huge percentage of those people that are planning their retirement around relocating to another state, you know our state is failing and not thriving. And you know, that speaks volumes. So we've got to do something to change the direction. There has to be a way. And it's by getting the right people in the right positions to make the changes. And hopefully,
You know, Robin,
beginning to see it.
Robin, one of the things that the opposition did, you know, they did us a favor and they published a map of, you know, per capita where the most signatures were gathered. And I could have predicted where the most signatures per capita were gathered based on who I know in our management teams. The most signatures were gathered where we had a strong presence, a strong personality, somebody that was driven and motivated, that had the initiative to get out there and do it, like Debbie and like Ellen and Dawn and so many others. I mean, there are so many others. I don't want to say that there's any one place in the state that didn't achieve, you know, great things, but we know who the overachievers are.
Right.
And you know what? That's what we need in the state. We need some overachievers. We need some new blood that's going to come in and, you know, put us first, put the people first.
It's true.
And that's what we're doing. Tim, how about you? You got anything?
Yeah, for all the folks that are listening out there, donate to recallgavin2020.com. Let's keep our Friday night radio show up and going and alive. That's on KABC 790 AM down in the Los Angeles and Orange County area. And you can also listen in on KABC.com. That's Friday night from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And this week we will be hosting it on Zoom.
Are we going to be rebroadcasting that out to Facebook as well?
Yeah, we'll be doing that on Facebook, and it will be broadcasted again later on our YouTube channel.
So one thing that I would like to do, folks, and I don't know how many participants we have right now. There's about 70 people listening. There's going to be a couple thousand that end up watching this by the time it makes its rounds throughout the state, and people actually do record it and they listen to it later. So one thing that I want to talk to everybody about is we need to continue to grow our presence. All right. We need to recruit people to our Facebook groups. When there's a new social media platform that either Mike Lindell or Trump or somebody's going to put out there that is something that we can use in confidence, and we'll migrate to that in short order. But right now, we're using the best platform that we have available, and we want to gather everybody in one place so we can communicate on a local community level. But we also need people to migrate to our recallgavin2020.com Facebook group, the home groups, and our website. We need everybody to, when people are out circulating, when you're out putting the merchandise out, or like Debbie, when you go around to your folks up there at the fundraiser, simply, we don't have to, you know, we're not going to pirate their fundraiser, but it would be good if we could have people that aren't aware of what we're doing log their email with our website, so we have access to them and they have access to us, and we can keep better and communicate and keep them informed.
Okay.
So I just saw a question on how they're going to get the Zoom link, so we'll be sending that out via email and also be posting it on our Facebook groups.
Now we had to go, Dan could talk about this, we had to go through our email server. We were taken down for about 4 weeks. And, you know, because of the big tech censorship, my Twitter account was locked for about a half a week or a week. Just recently, my Facebook page has been taken down. But we actually had to go through our email list And there's been a couple of people that have messaged me saying, hey, I'm not getting your emails anymore. So, and there's one person that actually said, I've logged my email with your website several times and still not getting emails from you. Check your spam, check your junk folder. It may be there. I know that that's where it always goes when it comes from our server to me. And, you know, that's just because of the settings that I have my email put at. So make sure that the settings are right and recruit people, bring them into the circle, because the more numbers we have, the more influence we have, and the more effective we will be as a team going forward into the 2022 election cycle and the 2024 election cycle. And just consider this: if we can flip California red, it's going to happen.
That would be awesome.
All right. Well,
I see
with
Debbie's
that-
asking about remittance envelopes, and just so everyone knows, they're ordered and we expect they'll be here next week. So,
and I'm looking at some of the questions coming in. Linda said came in late. Got it. And she's asking, is it true that people are backing out of recalling Gavin Newsom? And well, yeah,
12.
it's true that there's been about a dozen that we know of. So
I think there's a little bit more than that.
well, there might be, but you know what? I'd be surprised. It may not go over double digits, but we'll find out, won't we?
Yeah, we're gonna
So-
start making some calls to the registrars.
Yeah, see, I know you just said phone calls to the registrars.
That's what I said.
That's what I thought.
Hey,
So,
Oren,
all
I want
right,
to make
folks.
sure people
Yes.
who are listening for the first time know that if you go to recallgavin2020.com, and on the main menu on the top, click on connect, put your personal information in, and that's how you get links, emails, and information.
Yeah, and just
And
a quick little point on that, just so you know, there's we've been getting blasted. We pulled out 37,000 email addresses that were actually valid email addresses and names, but when they all come from the same address, we know that they're invalid. And I know Gavin's tech people are very busy trying to flood our systems constantly. So it takes me a little bit of time. I don't just take everything directly out of there and dump it in our database. I have to do a double opt-in now. So you'll get an email back from me probably in the next day or so, asking you to please opt in, and then we'll start adding you to the database.
all right, folks, we're a couple minutes over. Let the games begin, and we'll see you all again next week or at the French Laundry Show on Friday. God bless. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you for joining us. Ellen, thank you. Tim, Robin, God bless. Dan, thank you, everybody. Good night.
Right.
Night.
God bless and have a good night, y'all.